In today's episode, we're going to try something a little bit different. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm Sean.
I'm Jill.
This is 151 Garage. Okay, today we're going to start the preventive maintenance for this vehicle. This is a high mileage vehicle, and the first thing we're going to do is remove, inspect, and reinstall new spark plugs. So Jill, go ahead and get the spark plugs out. I'll open up the vehicle. Simple task. I'm gonna let Jill do this. Plus, between you and me, Jill's a little bit rusty and she needs to work on this stuff.
What'd you say?
Nothing. Changing the spark plugs can tell you a lot about what's going on with the engine. Irregularities, what's going on with each cylinder. So this is the perfect time to change them. We have the car in here, we're taking it apart, we are inspecting it, we're gonna change all the fluids, and this would be a perfect time for her to learn a little bit about pulling them out, inspecting them, making sure they're gapped right. And you know, I'll show you guys a trick that I do that I've learned from being in aviation for a lot. So let me get you over to Jill.
All right, now that you're with me, we are going to put these Bosch Platinum Spark Plugs in. These are nothing special. I got them from AutoZone. They're cheap. So let me go ahead and pull them really quick. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and check the gaps on the spark plug, and Sean will explain these blocks here in a minute.
Okay, first off, the reason I made these blocks is you can see there's numbers on it, 1 through 6. 1, 2, 3 on one side, 4, 5, 6 on the other. That signifies the cylinder itself. Now what we do is when we take out a spark plug, we will put the old spark plug from number 1 cylinder in the number 1 slot and so forth. Now the reason I do this is because when you go to take out a spark plug and you have a whole bunch of them out there, and then you go to look at them and you find one that's really bad, whether it has oil or burnt or something wrong with it that doesn't match any of the other ones, you already know where it comes from because you put it in the cylinder according to when you pull them out. Now I got this from the aviation industry. When I take apart motors, say for instance there is fuel nozzles. We take fuel nozzles out. It's not just 6 or 7, it's 30 or more. Now, when we take 30 fuel nozzles out and you find some weird anomaly inside the combustor, gen engine torque, there's an easy way to find it is the number of the fuel nozzle will be where that anomaly is. So you can kind of narrow it down to, you know, 1 or 2, maybe 3 fuel nozzles that are creating a problem. That's why I do this. That's why it's good to actually check or number them. Even if you lay it down on a piece of paper with the numbers on it, or put tape on it with numbers on it, whatever you do. This was simple. I already had a piece of wood there. I just drilled a bunch of holes in it for whatever cylinders we have, and then, you know, when we take them out, we'll show you, we'll gap them, make sure they're gapped, which I'm pretty sure they're not gonna be gapped right. And there you go.
So now that Sean has told us what the block is for, as well as all the numbers on it, let's go ahead and talk about gappage and why that's important. Too big of a gap on your spark plug can cause a misfire or no fire at all. Too small of a gappage can cause spark plug failure and your engine won't start. But the proper gappage will ensure that your engine will start because you'll get a spark. These are perfectly gapped at 0.053. The gap range for the spark plug for the 2006 Mustang is between 0.5 to 0.56. So since we have our properly gapped and double checked spark plugs, let's go ahead and get them installed onto the engine. So,
You having fun? So for all those who say she's just out here hanging out, no, this is her car. I'm putting her butt to work. She is changing her own spark plugs. She has gapped them. She has done everything. She'll install them. She'll be doing everything on this car. If she needs help, I will help her, but I'm not going to do it all for her. I have my own car I have to work on when hers is done. You may see that in a future video. Now, one of the reasons we wanted to take a look at the old spark plugs is we ended up gapping them, checking the gaps on them, on the old ones, the ones we removed. Now, the gaps on those, what was the gaps on the
new ones?
The new ones.
0.053.
So
on every single one.
Going from 1 to 6 on the old ones, it was 0.08
For number 1.
0.09
For number 2.
and 3, and the gap tool only goes up to 0.1. 4, 5, and 6
Or beyond that.
was beyond that, so I wasn't going to go any further. I know it was screwed down. They do look pretty bad. They probably are extremely old. After looking at it, you can see a lot of wear on it and stuff. So
Here, I'll actually bring one over. This is how bad it is.
they're pretty tough. They were very rough. I'm glad we took them out. I knew we had to anyways. We don't know the history of this car. We don't know the last time it was serviced. We don't know anything about it. The 250,000 miles or 200 plus thousand miles could be the first time they changed them. I don't know. That's the thing, is I don't know the history of this.
I don't know. But the title said that mileage was exempt, so who knows if he even had the original motor.
Yeah, it might be an older motor. It might have changed. We don't know anything about it. So, but the good thing we did do that, because now we have the right spark plugs, the right gap.
She's going to sound a lot better.
She wasn't running rough before.
She actually sounded really good when she did start. And I'm really shocked that she did start with the condition of the spark plug and how big the gaps were.
Yeah, so we'll see how it runs when we actually change the fluids and start it up again. We'll start it up real quick in a later video whenever we get the fluids and the radiator fluid put in. But we'll go ahead and leave you there, and
there may be a gasket changing video too. We don't know yet.
we don't know. We found a leak.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll investigate a little bit more. But she'll be doing that too.
Yay.
Okay. Hope to see you next video. Bye.
Bye.